Hey everybody, welcome back to Dinner with JP, and tonight we are doing my famous beef en croute, which is a very easy dish, very quick. So let's start straight away. So we've got oil, vinegar and salt as usual. We got some chili powder. We got fillet steak, or medallion steak, 2 pieces. We got some asparagus, a little bit of basil from my fresh basil pot here. I've got some puff pastry already rolled. I've got some garlic, some mushrooms. Now this is the yellow split peas, which we're going to do as well, and the onion. Okay, so it's a very quick meal. First thing we're going to do is put the oven, so put it on full for now, maximum heat, and then we reduce it to 200 when we are going to cook. Okay, so let's start straight away. So what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is we are going to peel the onion and cut it. So onion. There we go. So that's lovely. So nearly done. There's one nice big onion you need for this one. It's quite essential. We're going to use it for 2 different things. So that's the onion. Okay, so cut it in half, like so. Right. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we are going to get our mushrooms ready. So let's take some mushrooms, about 5 or 6, cut them in pieces, not too small, not too big. Okay, and we're going to fry them with some garlic. There we go. They're quite large mushrooms today. It's funny when you go to the supermarket, sometimes you find a small box of mushroom, and the other time, exactly the same place, they're like ginormous ones. So, I don't want too many. Maybe one more. My mum was telling me, oh, I can't believe you use the stem or the mushroom. So I always do. Okay, that's going to be the last one. Okay, so that's some mushrooms done. So I'm going to take some olive oil, which I'm going to put in my non-stick pan. So if you have a non-stick pan, please do that as well. Non-stick is much better. And then you put the mushrooms in. Okay, and put it on the stove on maximum heat for now. Right, we're going to peel garlic. So we need like probably 3 pieces of garlic, no more. So 1, 2, and 3. Now if you're the smaller, make sure you put another one in. There we go. Two and 3. Okay, that's all garlic done. In the bin, and then we cut them in small pieces. Like so. Okay, there we go. And then we put them in the mushrooms like that. A good stir. Okay. Right, so there are mushrooms ready. Okay, next thing we are going to do is our peas. Now for this I use 1 full cup of peas. That's for 2 people obviously. We always cook for 2. So 1 full cup. They are lovely those. The 1 full cup of split yellow peas. They remind me of those peas I bought when I was in Santorini in Greece, which were lovely as well. So I'm going to take my pan, just a normal saucepan. Then I'll take half of the onion and cut them into small pieces. Okay. We want fairly small pieces for this one, so we do 1 cut, 2 cut, and 3 cuts. Okay. There we go. And finish the rest with small pieces. Okay, I'm not going to put the middle bit because it's a bit hard for that. Oh, the mushrooms are whistling, lovely. Right, so next thing, a bit of olive oil. Okay, we put our onions. Okay, that's it. So we put some salt, the usual amount. There we go. And we're going to put our peas in. Lovely. So then we put it on the stove, like that. We're not going to put any water yet, we will in a minute. Oh, something stuck. There will be some onion under my saucepan. There we go. So give it a good stir so the oil goes. Okay. Right, so we got our peas in there, we got our mushrooms. Okay, now the last thing we're going to need to do is our beef. Okay, oh actually before I do that, I'm just going to cut the asparagus with my board. So for the asparagus, basically, you see they're quite large, so we cut them in 2. So there we go, like that. Because we don't need the end of it because it's too hard, especially for that dish. So I've cut my asparagus, so they are ready. And now what we're going to do is our puff pastry. Now, as I said on the recipe, I use pre-rolled pastry because it's much easier, especially time-wise. So just give a good stir. Okay, so what we're going to do is you take your pastry, which is already rolled. I love puff pastry. Okay, so make sure you got a nice clean surface before you start that. You don't want any leftovers. I'm going to take my oven tray ready to go on the side. There we go. So, oh, there we go. Lovely. So that's a roll of puff pastry. So that's for 2 people tonight. Okay. So the way we're going to do it depends on the size of the beef. So my beef here. Let's have a look. Because you need 2 pieces, one for the top and one for the bottom. So looking at it here, if I take my beef, I think yes. So I'm going to cut the pastry in 2, like so. Okay, then in 2 again, like so. Okay, so I'm just going to cut the paper underneath as well, so you can do the same thing. Lovely, that's easier. So we've got our 2 pieces. Right, what we do, you take your beef. Oh, actually before that, forgot. So we're going to take the onion and then we'll put a couple of slices. So 1 for each. Okay. So there we go. We need to both at the same time so I don't get confused and you don't get confused. pastry is always a bit tricky. There we go. Alright, so one onion each. Make sure it's right in the middle because you need plenty of space around the beef for the pastry to stick together. Okay, so we got our beef, like that. We put some black pepper, plenty of black pepper on the top. There we go. A bit of salt. So for the salt, same again. Hope you can see properly. Let's move this way so make sure the camera catch up the action. So salt on the top, like that. Okay. Then you take your mushrooms, which now have been pre-cooked, and put them on the top. Make sure that everything is on the top as much as you can. I think I've done a bit too many mushrooms, but it doesn't matter. You can always eat them on the side. Okay. So mushrooms on the top. It's not easy, but we will make it happen. There we go. So we got mushroom on the top. Oh, I can see my peas are lovely. So what we're going to do is put water now for the peas. If you put 1 cup of peas, you need to put 3 cups of water. So 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Give it a good stir. That's it. So this is our peas. Now the peas is going to cook full boil for 10 minutes. So by the time we finish this, it'll be full boil. Then 35 minutes after that for the rest. Now we take our asparagus, put them around. I'm sure you can. Okay, hope you can see properly. Put the asparagus like that. Okay. Asparagus on the top. It looks absolutely delish, as somebody I know would say. It's a bit artistic, this one, but the result is it will be together when you actually close the puff pastry. There we go. I can't put all of them. There we go. And you know asparagus, actually delicious. Whoa, love it. Last bit, you take some chili powder. Actually, chili powder. A bit of chili powder right on the top, not too much. Like that. You see, not too much, just a little bit. Okay. And the last thing is our fresh basil. Now, if you don't have fresh basil, don't worry. I bought this little planter, so I can put all my herbs. You know the herbs you buy in the supermarket and they die usually after 3 days. Well, those are great. And then you cover. So extend the pastry a little bit. Make sure, as long as you can sort of put it down, like so. Usually with pastry like that, it's very sticky straight away. You see, it sticks to the other pastry. Then you turn the side like that. So make sure it's closed properly. Okay, lovely. Close this side. So the shape, obviously, we want to do the best we can to look like a little parcel, but you know, it's not going to change at all the taste. So don't worry too much if you can't do it right rectangular parcel, but we try our best. There we go. So it's all closed up all around. Lovely. So then you put it in the tray for the oven. There we go. That's one. Looks like a little baby chicken. So put number 2. Oh, the peas are boiling. So 10 minutes from now. Yeah. Well, 5-10 minutes. So we just do the same here. So same again. If I'm going too fast, don't worry. Just pause. Start again when you're ready. So pull it a little bit so it goes down. It's like when you're a kid, you know, you play with Play-Doh. In French, it's called pâte à modeler. That's what my mum was watching. My mum watched all the cooking from France every day, I believe. Right. There we go. That's number 2 in the tray. Make sure it's all closed up around. Lovely. And make sure they go enough space around, because puff pastry actually grows quite large. Okay, so that's our dish ready. So our peas are cooking. So they're cooking now. So another 5 minutes on the boil, then turn it down so you get a gentle simmer for about 35 minutes. Actually, let's say 40 minutes on those. And you reduce your oven to 200 degrees. There we go. And then we put the parcels in the oven. There we go. Okay. You keep the mushroom if you like to have to put them on the side. If you got too many, you can put them on the side of the dish when it's ready. Okay, so that's our beef en croute, which are in the oven. This is boiling for 5 minutes now. Another 5 minutes on boil, then reduce it to gentle simmer for about 35 minutes. And then we will see you again in 35 minutes when the pasta will be ready and the peas will be ready. See you in a minute. Hey everybody, it's been 35 minutes now. So my beef is ready, and so as the peas. Now before we take the beef away, what we're going to do is we're going to rinse. We need to rinse the peas. So you put them in the bowl like that. Okay, just show you here, and then just run some water through it. Then you take a sieve. Make sure you run it through hot water because we don't want them to get cold. Okay, put them through a sieve. There we go. There we go. So that's our peas done. And the last thing we're going to do is to serve our beautiful beef en croute. So I hope yours look as good as this one here. I will serve one straight away. And just go it over there so you can see properly. Look at that. Looks marvelous. So you take 2 forks probably. Make sure you sort of open all around. Actually, what I'm going to do is my big spatula. So if you can have one of those, much better, because you want to make sure you take the bottom of the. There we go. Got it. There we go. So you take your beef en croute, like that, and then you take some of your peas, which you put all around. Like so. Not too much, probably, you know, good half. There we go. That's it. And there we go. This is our beef en croûte. And you will see inside is beautiful cooked beef with the asparagus, the onion, the mushrooms, and obviously a bit of garlic with the mushroom. Okay, I hope you enjoy your dinner tonight. It's been a pleasure cooking with you, and I shall see you soon. And don't forget to check your emails tomorrow morning for the recipe with Dinner with JP. Take care.